there, I have my first 2 Valentine books for the season, and we are going to make 2 lay flat booklets from these. Now, I don't know if I'll get through both of them today. If not, if I find the videos getting long, I'll make one today and one the other. But this is my Shabby Chic Valentine. I wanted to show you this before I cut the spine off. So it comes in 8.5 by 11 book at Amazon, and these are going to fold into well, normally they would fold into junk journal pages, but I'm actually going to cut them in half and use them on this lay flat book. But typically you would go ahead and put it together and make a junk journal out of it. We just have some nice vintage romantic images. Love that Cupid. And then we've got the pocket pages that I like to make. Gives you a nice, and we'll be using those in this booklet. And then just some, we have some portrait background papers. And then we have some landscape background papers. So nice and romantic. It's got kind of beige and a soft pink and a little bit of green in it. Nice, soft, subtle Valentine romantic images. Whoop. And that's it. That's all I made for this one. And then this is quite the opposite. As you know, I like variety. So this is more of, I call it storybook because it kind of gives me that vibe, you know, that feeling. It's retro, and we've got a lot of primary colors, nice bold flowers, and all of our pages have a saying, where love floats, dreams follow, because she has her balloons there. That's why I wrote that one. Some loves are soft, cuddly, and forever, with her teddy bear and puppies, and just lots of really cute, like I said, everyone has a saying. We've got our kiddos with their Valentine stuff, more cupids, candy. And this one's just a fun one. We've got some landscape pages. And again, it would fold together as a junk journal, or you can use it in other projects like we're going to do today. And then it's got the pocket pages as well. And this has some tags. And this one has little hearts, the little conversation hearts. And we have, and this is just a quick flip through because we'll be seeing them all as we're making the projects. And then just some ephemera to cut out, to fussy cut. All right, but first we're going to work on this one. I'm going to cut the spine off, and then we're going to put it on this cardstock. I thought this brown cardstock, it's kind of a chocolate cardstock, looked great with these. So that's what we're going to do now. All right, so I cut the spine off my book, and then I also went ahead and cut out the pages that I wanted to use. So we'll go ahead and get started and make our lay flat book first, and then we'll put the papers on it afterward. So to assemble our lay flat booklet, we need to have 10, I want to have 5 pages. So we need to have 10 of these panels, and these are 8.5 long by 5 3/4 wide, because then my pages just fit on there with a little bit of a border, and I think that looks nice. And then the other thing we need are our hinges, and our hinges are 1.5 inches wide. They're 8.5 long because they're the length of our booklet, so it's 8.5 long, but then they're only 1.5 wide, and I scored it at 3/4 of an inch and then folded it and gave it a crisp edge. So that's what we have. We have 5 hinges, 10 pages, and then we're going to need something to go over the entire booklet, and I'm not sure yet if I'm going to use cardstock or some of the paper that I created, but we do have, I made this in 2 inches and scored it in half, and then this is 2.5 inches and I scored it in half. I tend to like the smaller size if that's enough to fit around the whole book, but we'll cross that bridge when we come to it. So we are going to go ahead and get started with creating this booklet. And for this part, I use my fabric tack glue. I should have made sure it's coming out, because sometimes you know how glue is. But I like to use the Beacon fabric tack for cardstock. Give me 1 second to make sure it's coming out. And success, we do have glue. Now, I learned from my other ones that I made that you do not want the glue too close to the center, because then it gets gunky in there and that shows. So I like to try to keep my glue more toward the outer edges as you're putting your glue on. You don't want it to get into your crease. So put the glue on here, and then we'll go ahead and put our cardstock. You want to butt it up right into that crease. Right into that crease. Line it up. That's why I like using glue. It lets us move it around. And there we go. And we should not have that gunk in the middle like I did the last time, and we don't. Okay, that looks really good. Okay, and then we're going to go ahead and do that on this other side. Trying to stay away from our middle as much as possible. And then we're going to do the same thing. Get that up against there. And then line them up. Yeah, I feel like that's pretty good. Where is my, here it is, spoon folder. Yep, a little bit of glue came out. That's all right, because one of these sides is going to get butted up against the next one. Ah, there we go. Okay. And then I always have my Creative Memories glue eraser. It's a pickup tool, but I use it to erase glue. So see there, that's pretty darn good. Okay, let's go ahead and we'll put all these little booklets together. We'll have 5 all together using our 10 pages, and then we'll see how to assemble it next. So I'll go ahead and speed it up for this portion.
Our hearts beat to the city streets. We began to feel the fire. We rise like tall buildings as the chemicals, they take us higher. The night's young and it's just begun as she puts her hand in mine. We wanna chase the night, wanna dance to the light, pull the stars from the sky, just 2 hearts running wild. Never sleep, never stop, as we shout from the top. We're gonna be 2 hearts running wild.
All right, so this last one was kind of giving me fits here, I think because it wasn't maybe scored exactly in the center, so it didn't want to go down. But there we go, we got that pretty cleaned up, and there's going to be paper over top of it anyway. I'm hoping I got my count right on the papers that I cut too, because I cut 10, but we might have more surfaces than that to cover. We'll see as we go, because we got the front and the back too. All right, so now that we have our pages like this, what we want to do, so you're going to have your cover, these 2 pages, then these 2 separate booklets need to join together. So you can do a couple things. You can glue them solidly down like this, which I quite frequently do, but every once in a while you can mix it up, or you can do it this way every time. You could glue them by putting your glue in this U shape and then making a pocket out of this. So you put them together like that, and then you would have a pocket going in between the two. Or the other way you could do it, the third way you can do it, is you can put your glue here, here, and here, and have your pocket in the side. So I do like to kind of mix it up. I may, with the first one, because we'll have a good bit, we'll dress up our cover a good bit. I think for the first one, I'm going to glue them down solid, and then we'll make some pockets when we put some of the others together. So we're just going to take our glue for this one and go ahead and put a good smearing of glue on here. And I think I remember the last time I did this project, the reason it gunked up in the middle is I was getting low on glue. It was getting down, toward the bottom. Now, when we're going to glue two pieces together like this, and you're not going to see any of it, it doesn't hurt to have big bubbles like that. Now, you wouldn't want to do that if you were putting paper, over top of this, because it would definitely show through. But cardstock to cardstock, it's not going to, and you want that nice and thick. Now, the other thing we could do is we could use double-sided paper tape at this point of the game. Just go ahead and line them up. Okay. Make sure everything's nice and square, because that's important when we get our final product all together. We want it all nice and square. Don't want it to get wonky on us. So what we have now is we've got our cover, these two pages, and then this we're going to join to the next one. So let's go ahead and do that top pocket. So to do a top pocket, we're going to glue generously on the sides here, because we can make our little tag. It doesn't have to be ginormous, does it? So we're just going to put our glue here and here and here. Just like that. And you can tuck other things, doesn't have to just be tags. All right, and then we're going to square these up. Looking pretty good. Oop, I'm on camera there. There we are. It's a little better. Okay. So now we should have ourselves a top pocket, and we do. Okay, and then we'll make this one a fun side pocket, just a little tricky there. And I love when you have booklets that you have things sticking out, ribbons and different embellishments. I think it's just so fun when things are coming out of the edges or out of pockets. It's fun. Fun, and interesting that way. We don't want our books to be dull, do we? Okay, looks pretty good. We will square this up. Okay, and we should have ourselves a side pocket on this side. Yep. Here's our side pocket. There it is. There's our side pocket here. Oop, I'm pulling it apart, but let's get that glue fastened down first. Okay, let that glue dry a little bit. And then my last one, I will just go ahead. Well, you know what? It's Valentine's Day. There's probably little secret love notes to stick down in there, right? So we'll make another top pocket. Okay. There we go. Now, while it's still a little wet, let's get it all squared. That is looking pretty good. Now, I am going to use my tape runner to put the papers on. I think that'll work just fine. So I want this on the cover. I already know that. That's just great for the cover. Shabby Chic Valentine. And so we're just going to take our tape runner. Whoop. Whoop. What am I doing? What am I doing? Oops. Now I've got my Creative Memories one. I should probably be using that tape, but I have the repositional. And even though it's repositional, it does, once you leave it alone, it sticks down. So, I mean, I love the Creative Memories ones. They're the best. Okay. And then I'll go back if there's little places where it's coming up. I'll just put a little bit of glue down on that. Isn't that gorgeous? I thought that brown would look really good with that. And it does. Okay, I'm going to get my Creative Memories one. That's the one I'm going to use. All right, so I think next I've got this lovely couple. And then I was going to put the Valentine one over there. Isn't that gorgeous? Yay, yay, yay. Okay. It's not going to take a lot of embellishing. I can tell you that right now. And I feel like with Creative Memories tape runner, you don't need as much either. And again, the repositional one, it's great for like if you, of course, make a mistake, or if you have something that is like see-through, got cutouts, you can brush away, scrape away the any leftover. Pretty, pretty. This is gorgeous too, but I think I want that. Yeah, I want this side. Choices, choices. Just goes on, slides on so easily. Beautiful. Like I said, this ain't going to need much embellishing. Wow. Okay, this one. See, sometimes the corners, though, we'll go around with a little bit of glue if we need to hold those corners down. And then I got my gentleman here. He's contemplating his Valentine night. That's nice. And you've got plenty of room there to journal. That's the only thing about, so if you do this as a traditional junk journal, the way the book is laid out and the way the instructions tell you to do, you're going to see every single paper. But when you put it down on cardstock like this, of course, you're going to lose the other side of the image, where you don't when you're doing it as a regular junk journal. And I have plenty of videos on me putting together my books as traditional junk journals. Or regular, I don't know about traditional, you know what I mean, like a regular junk journal. But we all need variety, so I like to do it like this sometimes too. Oh, wow. I am loving this. So part of the reason I'm putting this together today is to, uh-oh, is it supposed to be sticking together? No. Okay. Just see what we had going on there. Part of the reason for me putting this together today, I mean, it's only, what is it, December 29th? I'm doing it because I have my class coming up in January, and we're going to do Valentine theme. And I don't know if I want to do, if they'll prefer this book or this one. So I'm putting it together, and I'm going to ask some of my friends and do a little survey, and I'm thinking this one's going to win just by looking at it, but we haven't put the other one together yet either. So it's going to be whether you want like romantic and vintage, or do you want cute and fun and retro. So it depends on what you want. And I'm of course going to do both, but we don't really have time in the class to do both, so we'll have to pick and choose. Maybe I can have you all vote on it too. If I get that other one done, yeah, I'd like y'all to vote on which one do you think the class should do. Oh, and I love this lay flat concept too, don't you? I mean, you could do so many different books like this, and it's easy peasy. Now I've got this one and this one, and like I said, I might be off count. Yep, I need two more. Oh, and I was gonna, one of them I would like to add a pocket page. And so I was thinking, so here's my concept. These are my pocket pages that I have in all my books. All right, it comes like this. You follow the directions, fold this up, then fold it inward. And then you've got a pocket page for in your junk journal. And I was trying to figure out how to put them in here. And I was thinking, before I glue this down, if I put, and I probably would have to glue this one down. So if I put this like this, I think that would work. You'd have that there. Then you could open it up and have writing space and have this. Yeah, I think that will work. So I have this one. And then I have this one. I usually try to have two pocket pages in my junk journals. So we would just, and we have to glue it too. So you fold this one up like this, and then fold it inward. I like my pockets on the outside. You could fold it the other way, like this, and have your pockets on the inside. Total. It's your choice. So what I would do is then take a little bit of glue, glossy accents. It wouldn't matter on the other side because that's not going to show. Okay, that one's not working. We'll just take this glue since we got it working. So you're just going to glue that down, and then that gets you a pocket. So do we want decisions? Decisions. I think I want this one, but I'm not 100% sure. So we could have this one here. And I don't think the colors, it's kind of vibrant for that. So yeah, I think we want this one. So my task is to figure this out. The first time I've ever done it like this. So I think it's best to glue this down to here. Oh, I like her too. Oh, I don't think I meant to cover her up. What, oh, yeah, I need more writing room though. Gosh, I hate covering her up. What's she got on the back of her? She's got writing room. I think I'd rather have her. She's a little more romantic. And then go ahead and put this over there. So it would be like this. Then you open this up and you got writing room. Yeah. Secret love letters. I don't know. I don't know why I keep saying secret love letters. I mean, who's really writing those? Oh, I'm running out already. Oh, I hate that. I need a refill. Pray we're using it. See how much difference? Oh my gosh, it just slides on so much easier. Well, I'll be getting me some refills. Okay. Then we're going to put this one down. And then we're going to glue. I think what I would do first is glue this down to here. And then glue the whole thing down. I think that's going to hold better. Because you're going to be flipping it open and stuff. See what I mean? No, not this part, the other part. Okay, so that goes down here. And then this whole thing gets glued down. I probably should have glued that down onto theirs, but I don't think it matters. It's fun doing new stuff and experimenting, isn't it? Okay. Oop, I should have had that over more. Okay, I think I don't like that. Did I glue this down? No, I hadn't done that yet. Or did I? It came back up. I don't know. No, I don't think I did. I did it on the other one, didn't I? Okay. So we'll just go ahead and put us a little bead of glue down there. Then we got a pocket for our tags, because we do have tags with this one. I figured I would do that. Okay, I like that. So then we got a pocket page in there. All right, so we need, I'm going to have to cut. I had this extra page here, so we're going to cut and figure out which one to use. Those are pretty, aren't they? All right, so I am thinking these two. Yeah, I'm thinking these two, and then that leaves this gal for on the back. Yep, okay, so we're going to get our book together here and then do a little bit of decorating. Ah, man, I mean, after using the Creative Memories, this is like, this stuff is awful. Doesn't want to come out. Bunches up. Brother. We'll be ordering today. Okay. And then, what happened to, I thought we were going to have that for our writing. Oh, well, no, because I wanted that for, never mind. Never mind. See, it's like it gets, I don't know what it's doing. I still have some on this one. I might still have, yeah. Oh, that's even worse. What the heck? Okay. And then our gal on the back. Okay, so I'm very happy with the booklet. Let's do some things. We have to make some things to put in our pockets. Okay. I did want to show you, this is how much I have left over from the book still. I've got this portrait background, I've got this background, this portrait background, this one, and this one. So I still have a lot of backgrounds to add, you know, to help hopefully embellish this, but I don't really need that much yet for this. And then I'm going to put my tags on cardstock like I think I've shown before, and then we can stamp on the back as well. And I discovered that this actually fits down in our top pocket. So we did our first top pocket here, and this fits down in. Now what I would like to possibly do is put it on a little bit of cardstock, and then you could pull this out, maybe cut it in half and have this one in one of our top pockets and this in our other. So I think that's what I'm going to do with that. So let's go ahead. We'll just cut this in half. I've got my trimmer here. I think it'd be better to do it this way. Okay, and then we would just glue both sides of the pocket down, and then these will go, now that's pretty like that, darn. These will go in, down in those top pockets. I left this standing up like this when I went to get the, to cut these pieces out, and I thought, wow, it looks so good standing like this. So there's another use for it. Anyway, I'll take some pictures after I get done the video, take some pictures at different angles and so forth. All right, and let me see if I get back to my beginning. There we go. What I ended up doing, so these worked out best for the pocket pages in the background. The cardstock is now 7 3/4 by 4 1/8. I'll have all the measurements down there, but anyway, that ended up working out. And then the pocket page itself, I trimmed down to 7 3/8 by 3 7/8, and now they fit down inside as well. So we'll go ahead, I'll speed up and put these two things together. Next, what I'm going to do is I'm going to put our tags on cardstock. So that'll be our backing. What I like to take is I get this from Amazon. It's double-sided sticky paper. And you're going to pull the main one off first. Like so. And this stuff really, really sticks. And so then we're going to put our cardstock down on this side. And you want it pretty much lined up where you're going to put it, because once it grabs, it's done. It's grabbed. Okay. And then sometimes this is like aggravating trying to get this off of here. Some days it works out well, some it doesn't work so well. It's a struggle, but you need to get in here and get the edge off of here. Ooh, it's gonna be a good day. Okay, so we just go ahead and peel that part off to reveal our other sticky side, and then we're going to lay these down like so. And it's a little bit bigger. It's not 8.5 by 11 like our sheet of paper, but that's okay. I like to cut away the sticky part first, but we just go ahead and cut and then fussy cut. So I cut away like the sticky part so it's easier to work with, but I'll go ahead and cut these out and fussy cut off camera because you all know how to do that part. And then we're going to do some of our embellishing and get this completed. I have my tags cut out. We're going to ink the edges, and then I grabbed some ribbon, various ribbons that I think might work. And I wanted to show you before I did this part. So we want to punch a hole in here, but I want to make sure it's in the center. So I'm making a template. I got this the same size and marked it in the middle. So I'm going to do this first so I don't ruin those. Because I hate when my holes are off center. Just, I don't know, it bothers me. I'll always notice it. Okay, so let's see if this looks halfway. It actually could have been over that way more, but then that'll be our template. Yeah, that's good. Okay, so we'll go ahead and punch these holes in these two. I love my crocodile for these things. Yeah, that looks good. Okay. To the naked eye, it's probably not exactly center, but it looks pretty good. And we're going to have our ribbon in there. Sometimes I punch them so cockeyed, and it's like that drives me crazy then every time I look at the album. All right, now what I want to do, so I want to put ribbon to tie around here, and I think what I want for that, well, that's not a very long piece, is it? I think I want to use my light brown translucent one for this part. So what I want to do is put it around the center here. Now, like a good bit to make sure we got enough to tie us a bow. That's more than enough. I always overshoot it. I'd rather do it that way. And then we're going to put, remember that final spine, and we're going to cover this with something decorative. We're not going to leave it just like this, but we can go ahead. Let's see if we need our bigger one or our smaller one. I tend to like the smaller if it's big enough to hold our spine together. And I think that is. We should have put this down, and I knew that from the last book I did. I should have put this. In fact, this one was still our Creative Memories repositional. Let's see if we can still get that off. I should have put the spine. My bad. I'll remember that one of these times I do it. Put the spine down first, then put this over top. So there's our advantage of putting... Oh, I might not have used the... No, I didn't get my Creative Memories out yet. So this is the other one, and it is pulling off pretty well. When it started resisting, I thought, wait a minute, there's something wrong. Yeah, it's not the Creative Memories one, but it's still coming off pretty well. And you see what it takes to get it off, so it doesn't hurt to use this on albums. It's not going to fall off on its own, that's for sure. And this one I had already run out of the Creative Memories, but it hasn't been down for long, so it might come off. There we go. All right, So let's put our ribbon. I'm going to have sticky everywhere. Put our ribbon around here. Like I said, I like to make sure I have plenty. I'd rather have too much than not enough. We want that about in the center. Okay. And I think this smaller spine is going to be enough. I'd rather use less than too much. And so we're just going to put some glue on here, down our line. And get it started, and we're going to put some glue in the center too. I mean the center of the spine, not the center of this. Okay, so we got our glue here. So let's put this piece down to get it started. Put that on there. And I thought, you know what, then my paper's going to go over top of this. I don't remember how I did it the last time, but it worked. Okay. Well, our paper's going to have to go over our ribbon, so we'll just have our ribbon. But my problem is sometimes that pulls on the paper. Trying to think of a solution. I guess we could have done it like this. Yeah, let's see how that works. I'm going to have to pull that front one up. Thanks for experimenting with me. Again, I did this before, I just can't remember how I did it. Okay. So I'm thinking we just want to, oh, well, I might be alright on the other side too. If it's just down like that, we can lift it up and put our paper underneath. See, that could have been just a little bit wider. I guess I should have gone with the wider one. I'm worried about this side. I think I went too far over on the other side. And this is a place where you probably could use your double-sided sticky tape. Yeah, I left that up. I don't know what I was thinking. Sheesh. And then I was so distracted, I forgot to put glue in the center of the spine, but I still think this will hold. Yeah, so we still are able, I believe, nope, we can't because our paper doesn't just come to here. Our paper goes over top of that. That's why we have to put that down. So we're probably going to need to glue our paper on the covers instead of using our sticky tape. All right. But we have the sticky tape, which will give us even extra coverage. So that'll work. All right. Let's see what kind of disaster we can make here. Oh my. It probably would be better if I go ahead and put some glue. I still haven't cut this other end. Put some glue down. Like that. Get that nice and straight. And again, we want to make sure our glue's flush to the paper because we are going to be putting paper, not cardstock, down. The other thing we could do is we could back that with some cardstock. You know what? I think that's what we should probably do. I'm not sure how far over that goes. We could put this on cardstock. That's going to be better than just putting our paper straight down on here. So what I did is I just took 8 1/4 by 5 1/2, the same size as the papers, and put the paper down on that to make them a little sturdier. And the adhesive was still pretty sticky, so I just went with that. Now my glue's probably drying out a little bit, so but I feel a little bit better because then we won't have the problem of putting paper directly down on glue where if there's a bubble, it's going to show through and so forth. So I feel pretty good about that. So let's go ahead and voila, problem averted. That's the thing I love about crafting. There's always a solution. There's always something you can do to fix things. Okay. I'm feeling like I'm going to need to reinforce that with some glue along the edges, but we're still coming along. It's pretty good. Okay. Oop, I didn't go too far with my glue on that side. I don't think I did. I'm going to let this all dry and then see if it needs reinforced. That could be what we need to do. Still beauteous. Okay. And I got way, way, way more than I need, but again, I'd rather do that. And I just snipped it to get that one end off of the spool. Yeah, because you really want that cardstock down there because as you pull on this multiple times, it's going to end up, degrading the paper. The paper's going to tear. So I think with that cardstock down, that avoids that issue. All right. Yeah, we definitely had way more than we needed, but there we go. So we got into some nice little romantic bow there. And so for these, I think I will put some various different ribbons on here. I think what I'll do at this point is go ahead and get do some stamping and inking on these and get the ribbon on them, and then this could even use we could put some of this on here. I might do that and then come back and just show you the final product. I wanted to show you one more little embellishment idea, and then I'll probably do the rest off camera and come back and show you the final product, or I'll probably show you the final product as the video begins, but anyway, I wanted to show you. So I got this Creative Memories, and you're going to watch one of my videos where I have become a Creative Memories independent advisor, and so I got the Damask border maker. So this can make borders, or it can make, it can trim an entire page. So if you do a square like 4x4, 8x8, 6x6, 12x12, 8x8, if you have a square sheet of paper in even numbers that you start out with, you can make an edge all the way around the paper. Or you can make a border. And I thought for this nice romantic theme, that would look really nice. And we don't need a long border, of course, because, our book's not that big. But, so if I want to do a border, I want to start at, if you see these two lines, to make a border, I want to start at this line. And we'll go ahead and do that. Okay, so we just want to line it up there. to start with. Okay, and I want it to come up to the edge. I want the edge of my paper to reach the edge of the border punch there. Okay, and I've worked with cardstock, so I'm not sure how this thinner paper is going to work. Looks pretty good. Then you're going to line it up with your design over here, just like so, and punch again. And you're going to line the next one up like so. Make sure you're still even over here, and punch, and then come here. Okay. And punch. I don't know if we'll get a hole in there. We did. Okay, so isn't that pretty? And then we can put this somewhere in our book. I'm not sure where, but I did want to show you. I'm going to be using this punch too. You can also make, so I did one here. This won't work for this book because this is too light, but as you can see, you could do both sides like that. There's so many different things you could do, but these are just some examples, and I did want to show you that because I'm going to come back and show you everything put together, and we'll see how well this turned out. Thanks. I said I was coming back with it fully embellished, but I wanted to show you what I discovered. So I was playing around with where to put this, and I decided to punch the other side because look, we can cover up that brown on there by putting this, it looks like lace. Putting that around, it looks great on both sides. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to, and here's my little cut out pieces from that. I'm going to take double-sided tape and run it down here and then just glue the edges down. Now, what did I do with my double-sided tape? I just had it. It was underneath my book. Okay, so I just want to put this right down the center. And I think that will help it hold a little bit better. And then we'll just have to glue the edges down. I'm getting off center there. Okay. So for this one, this portion, it went down really nice on here and feels nice and secure. But for this portion, I want to go ahead and use my glossy accent. So I got it working again because there's so many delicate little pieces here. And I want to be able to get some of the glue in here to hold this down nicely. Sometimes what I do for things like this, but I don't think I want to do it on here, is I do some decoupage. Like I'll take Mod Podge and put it down. But that's doing just fine. And I like how the glossy accents dries. It's so funny. I was going to try to make this class because I'm going to do my class January 14th, and I was like, I'm going to make it simple this time. Well, not going to be that simple, is it? I thought it was going to be simple, but not so simple. But it'll be a nice project. put photos of your loved ones in. Just looks nice and lacy, doesn't it? I love this border punch. Beauteous! And I'll just do the other on the other side and come back and show you, hopefully show you the final product next time I come back. All right, I have completed the book and I am really happy with it. So I left the cover fairly blank. I just put a little bit of bling here. Of course, we have this decorating it up. Since it's lay flat, I didn't want to make it too elaborate. And so we just untie it here. And then I made a tuck, sort of like a belly band over here out of that damask punch, and obviously put a little bit of bling on there. So I have a tag tucked in there. So we have that, and I have various ribbon that matches this. And then I did another little tuck spot here and made this little card so you could write on the back, do your journaling there. And it just tucks back in there. We have plenty of writing room over here. We've got our gorgeous Cupid there, and this has our top pocket. So we pull this out and you've got a pocket within a pocket. We have a tag there with a key to your heart kind of thing going on. Tuck that back in there. I'll put it back together later. Anyway, then we've got this one. And this has our side pocket. And in our side pocket, I made this little journaling card. And then we have a tag. So lots of room to put things. And this is our side pocket. And then we've got our couple here. We've got our little pocket page that we made over here, and that has, I made just like a little journaling piece. It would be cute if you had like a little stamp or something here in the center. And then we have tags here, back down in our little pocket piece. And then we've got, this page has a lot of journaling room, and we've got another top pocket, and that has a pocket within a pocket. This goes down in there, that couple, and then we have the back with our pretty stuff on there. So I was really happy with that, how this turned out. And actually, I had said I'm going to do my other one and then have you vote, but I think this is definitely what we want to do for the class. So I'm still going to make the other one probably tomorrow, so you can check out that video, but this is going to be the one for the class. Thank you so much for watching. I appreciate it.